Well, hello, my friend. This is Wendy with Love and Stampin'. I am so excited you're here today. This video is sped up 2 times the normal speed because it was really long, but I didn't really want to cut anything out. And we're going to use embossing paste a couple different ways here. These are the palette knives that come in the Stampin' Up! Catalog. These are the awesome masks that come, and you can purchase those. They're on page 128 of the Stampin' Up! Catalog, and you can find them at the link below in my online store. All right, so embossing paste. It is so much fun. This is the shimmery embossing paste. First idea I have for you is using solid cardstock with white embossing paste just right over the top. Now, I want to say that I do not have a sink or running water in my craft room. I have to go to my house to have that. And I left this embossing paste on too long. So tip number 2, do not leave your paste on your masks because it will ruin them. So if you have a expert way to get this embossing paste that's dried up and sticky off of my masks, I would really appreciate it if you drop me a comment below and let me know what to do. I haven't done anything with them yet. They're still just sitting in my house waiting. Here, I obviously used a Stampin' Up! Re-inker or ink refill to color the embossing paste. So now I've got shimmery Granny Apple Green embossing paste on a piece of white cardstock. So there's our 2 pieces using the embossing paste, and now we're gonna make the cards. So yeah, I thought about using a nail polish remover maybe, or baby oil, or I have no idea. So I'm just gonna leave them sitting there until I see your comments, because I know one of you out there is gonna have the perfect solution for me. So we're going to start putting a couple of different cards together. I cut this piece down, as you can see, much smaller. And I am adding it to my Granny Apple Green cardstock that is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I think I cut this down to 3 by 4 1/2, or 3 by 4 1/4, something like that. My embossing paste piece. Obviously, I had to wait for these to dry, so you're not seeing this video. I didn't make this video all at the same time. Let's put it that way. We're going to use this sweet gingerbread bundle to do our stamping. And this is just a whole bunch of solid stamping and die cutting. And it is so cute. But I had the time of my life making it, and I hope that you try this out because it was so fun. So I have my card base ready to go, and now I'm just going to be doing all of my stamping. Here I'm using crumb cake ink to create my gingerbread house, and as we go through all of the parts that I use to do this, I will make sure to tell you what colors I'm using. Here I'm going to use early espresso ink. These are the outlines for the windows and the door, which just give a little bit more detail to what I'm creating. And then I've got some swirly, squirrely things that will go at the top of the house that I'm doing in early espresso as well. The door I did in real red, I believe. Might be Poppy Parade. I do the windows in Daffodil Delight because I wanted them to seem as though they're glowing. And yeah, we just are going to have a blast today I hope you have a cup of coffee or your favorite drink in hand. Yes, here I think I used Poppy Parade. Might be Sweet Sorbet. I'll double check. I'm pretty sure it's Sweet Sorbet. So we're just going to have the time of our lives today. We're going to chit chat and get caught up on things going on. And I'm going to make these cards for you that are super stinking cute. And yeah, that's what we're doing. So on the day that you're watching this video, we are having a party. Well, let me rephrase that. On the day that this video released, which is September 17th, we are having a party for my husband's grandmother who turned 100 years old. Can you believe that? She turned 100 on September 14th. And actually, the day that I'm recording this is the day she turned 100. So we're doing that this weekend. We're celebrating her all day. So I'm very excited about that, and I will definitely be sharing any special story time. You make sure you follow me on Instagram because I'm sure I'll be posting some photos there of the party and everything. So make sure you follow me on Instagram so you can see that. Last year we asked for cards for her 99th birthday, and you guys delivered. Everybody who I asked sent cards, and I have to say it was amazing. This year I asked my mother-in-law, do you want me to do cards for her 100th birthday? And she respectfully declined because my husband's grandmother cannot see very well. She has macular degeneration. So my mother-in-law had to read all the cards to her, and she got a lot of cards. So my mother-in-law, I think, just isn't up to doing that again this year. You know, it can be a little time consuming. So here I'm using my Stampin' Right markers to color this wreath, the colors that I want it. And then I'm going to stamp it, and I end up doing this a couple of times because I really didn't like how it turned out the first time. All in all, if I had the wreath to do over, I probably would have done it in my Stamparatus so that I could have gotten a better stamped image. I should have done it that way instead of on a clear block, but it is what it is. So anyway, there are die cuts that cut out all this stuff, and you're going to see that, and we're going to use Stampin' Blends again to color this lollipop as well. And then we're going to die cut all this stuff. So that's what we're doing this weekend. My husband's brother is going to be staying with us with his family. I think I told you guys that last weekend. So we're just going to have a busy weekend this weekend. Water polo is in full force, people. My daughter is in water polo. You guys know that. She had her first game yesterday, which I was unable to attend, so my husband took off work early and attended. And we have games and meets, or they're not meets, Wendy, they're games. We have games, lots of them through November. So it's going to be a busy time for going to games in the afternoon and stuff like that. Okay, so if you're new here, this is what we do. On Saturdays, we have story time. We make cards, we hang out, you drink a cup of coffee or your favorite other beverage. Maybe you aren't watching this till the evening and you're having a glass of wine. Whatever your drink of choice is, I hope you're having a lovely day doing it. And this is what we do on Saturdays. We have Saturday story time. So let's see, story time. Okay, so now you know what's going on in our lives. Let me catch you up. Well, there's one other thing, the garden. I pulled all of the garden stuff out. I did my last harvest and I planted a fall garden. I have never done that before, never done it. So we're going to see how that goes. I'm a little nervous, but you know, it's an experiment. Whatever happens, happens. I planted cabbage, carrots, kale, lettuce. I planted more zucchinis because in the zone I'm in, supposedly I should be able to grow zucchini through like I can do a succession planting of zucchini. So we're going to see how that works out. I really wanted to plant potatoes in November, but I can't find a company that has potato seeds for sale. So if you guys, they all aren't selling them until next year. Now it's because zone 9B, which is what I'm in, can grow potatoes in the winter, fall and winter, and harvest during that time because it stays so warm. But I'm having a hard time finding a company that has potato seeds or seed, what do they call them? Starts, something like that. I don't know. They're potatoes with eyes on them. And so if you know of a company that does those organic potato seeds, please let me know. I would really appreciate that. Here I just die cut this little fence and then I'm going to trim it off. And I think that just really finished the look off of everything. And because that little house is raised up, I decided I wanted to add the fence underneath that layer so it continues. But I didn't think to do that until a little bit later. So you'll see that. Here we're going to stamp our sentiment and then this card's going to be pretty much finished. It is so stinking cute. Okay, so that's what's going on with the garden. Okay, now to another story time, which is hysterical because I don't think I told you guys about it. And if I did tell you about it, I'm sorry. Just pretend like it's a new story. I told you guys we were going to the Jim Gaffigan concert. I am not sure I told you all the stories from the Jim Gaffigan concert. I feel like I didn't. It's not really a concert, it's a show. I know I told you guys that we were going. I don't know if I followed up with story time about some of the stuff that happened whilst we were there. So what I'm going to tell you right now is if you're drinking something, put it down because you could maybe snort it out your nose. That might happen because it's funny. So we're getting ready to head out the door. I know I told this story in a private event, but I don't think I've told it here. So we get all dressed up. We're getting ready to head out the door and go to the venue where he's gonna be. And I wore a dress that had one sleeve. So it was like, it went over, it had one strap. Strap is a better word. It had one strap. I'm using Wink Estella to put shimmeries on everything because why wouldn't you? I've been out of Wink Estella for a long time, so now I'm kind of obsessed with using it. Okay, here I tore the corner off of this piece and I'm going to add it to a layer, and then I'm going to add it to a card. Actually, I'm adding it to black, and then I'll add it to the card base. And then from there, we're going to build the rest of this card, which is so stinking cute. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. All right, so we go to the concert. So before we go to the concert, we get all dressed up. We've had dinner. We're ready to go. And this dress only has one strap. So I took the other strap of my bra and tucked it down inside because I'm cheap. I'm not going to go out and buy a bra for one dress. I don't own a strapless bra because I rarely go strapless. And I could not find on Amazon a bra that had just one strap that seemed to me like it would work. So, and I ran out of time is what really boils down to. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to take one strap off my bra and we're going to rock this and make it happen. So I put the dress on, I do the bra thing, and I look in the mirror and I say to my husband, I think my boobs are crooked. And he's like, okay. I can't believe I'm sharing this on YouTube, by the way. I'm having that moment right now while I'm talking to you. We're using pumpkin pie to color. So we're using pumpkin pie and basic black to color this little witch. So I look in the mirror, my boobs are a little crooked, but it's not super noticeable. I feel like it's only noticeable to me because I'm being overcritical. So I look to him, I turn my body towards him, face him, and I say, can you tell? And he says, yeah, a little bit, but like, not a big deal. Then he says, and this is the part that you're all gonna love. Let me remind you, I'm 41. Okay, I am not 25 years old. He says, why don't you just go braless? Y'all get where this is going. So I don't say anything. In my head, I'm laughing hysterically. And I look at him and I say, oh, that's a great idea. Let's see what that might look like. So I turn around, I remove my bra. The girls go south for the winter, as they do, right? Unless you've had the fake ones put in, that's what happens. I turned back around to face my husband and I said, what do you think? To which he says, put it back on, put it back on. So we laughed so hard and I said to him, I think it is adorable that you still see me as that young, because hello, like, the man has seen me. He is my husband. He's seen me in all my glory. So I'm like, I think it's extremely hysterical that in his head, I'm capable of going anywhere without a bra. Like, please, 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 please. So we had an excellent laugh over that, and those are the types of memories I live for. Like, I will never forget that. I will never forget his face. I will never forget the fact that I was able to pull off a joke, you know, with like all of the things. It was hysterical. So I'm pretty sure I haven't shared that story here because for a while I thought, possibly too risque for a YouTube. But here's the thing, we're all friends here. Y'all have been around here a long time. And, you know, you're women. By the way, literally 97% of the people who watch my videos, it's actually like 98.9% are women. So, I'm pretty confident that, you know, you get what I'm saying. You're picking up what I'm putting down when it comes to the going braless. It ain't happening. So that was that story. Super funny. We had another little funny thing happen too. I'm trying to remember that one was the one that topped it. Oh, the lady. So there was a lady that sat next to us that was intoxicated. And she was probably in her late 50s, I would say. My husband's 47. And she was very into my husband, if you get what I mean. Like, she was all over him, hitting on him. He wanted to switch spots. She was sitting right next to him, and he wanted to switch spots with me, and I wouldn't let him. My husband is very handsome. I mean, maybe that's just my opinion, but I'm saying he's 6'5", dark hair, dark skin, beautiful. The man is gorgeous. And he turned some heads. So I got very blessed in the husband department in many, many ways. And his looks is one of them. So I'm used to it. I see women look at him all the time. And I think it's always hysterical because my husband will never be the kind of man that goes home with somebody else. He's going home with me, ladies. That's what's happening. So anyway, I thought it was really funny. She really was into him, hit on him all night. He was incredibly uncomfortable, which is why he's never going to be the kind of man that goes home with another woman because it makes him so uncomfortable. Isn't this card cute? It's okay. You can ooh and ah over how adorable this card turned out. I did color all these froggies off screen just because this video was getting crazy long. You're only seeing it in 18 minutes, but that's because I double timed it, right? So, and I cut a little bit out. So, you guys are seeing it much faster. So anyway, that is our funny story from Jim Gaffigan and the concert, or whatever, the show, I guess you can call it. And I hope you guys enjoyed story time today. I always love story time, hanging out with you, sharing with you, because we're buddies, we're friends, and that's what we do here. So I have to add on a few matte black dots to, that's not what these are called. What are these called? Matte dots? Something matte dots. Anyways, I'm adding some black ones because I had to. Kind of wish I wouldn't have after I did it. I was like, I don't know that really added much. Kind of just made it look a little more cluttery. But whatevs. It's a card. It's still cute. I'm not going to sweat it. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you need any of the products that I used today, they are all linked in the description below the video under measurements and supplies. There's just one link there. You click that, gonna take you to my blog, and you can shop there. You can also just skip all that and go to shoploveandstampin.com. Don't forget, I am giving away a free gift when you place an order in the month of September. It's some fun little embellishments, and you'll get those in the mail in October. I hope you have an amazing day. Bye-bye.